I work the overnight shift at a 24/7 diner. The place never closes. It's the kind of spot that always hiring, and they don't care about your background, which is why I was there. It was one of those dead hours, deep into the night, when time feels broken, like morning should have arrived hours ago. The place was empty. I was leaning against the counter, slurping soup, scrolling for other jobs. Bruce, the cook, was outside sneaking a cigarette. The only other soul inside was Sherry, this pregnant girl who was always texting her grandma. Quiet, too quiet. Then the bell above the door chimed. A family of 4 walked in. Mom, Dad, a boy and a girl. I glanced outside. No car in the lot. Strange. Maybe they parked out back. But what really stuck with me wasn't their faces, it was their clothes. The dad wore a vintage blue plaid button-up, the mum a red gingham dress. The daughter had on a pink shirt and blue shorts. The son a blue shirt and red shorts. They looked perfect, too perfect. Bruce stepped inside, froze when he saw them, and without a word, beelined into the back. No joke, just vanished through the swinging doors. "Evening, folks," I said, plastering on my customer service smile. I set menus on the table. "Can I start you off with drinks?" Every single one of them placed a hand on their menu. Then, in perfect unison, they turned their heads toward me and smiled. "4 glasses of milk, please," the dad said. His voice, it sounded like something out of an old black and white sitcom. The mum chirped, "Everything looks just delicious." Without glancing at the menu, I couldn't remember the last time I'd seen grown adults order milk, but I brought it. "Here you go," not one of them moved an inch. Just sat frozen, their identical smiles locked on me. 4 glasses of milk sat untouched, condensation dripping quietly onto the table. I tried again. "You're ready to order." They turned in unison, eyes dropping to my name tag. I tugged my hoodie tighter over it. "We're waiting for someone," the mum sang. The whole family turned to look at each other. Same tiny smile on each face. My skin prickled. Something was wrong. Very wrong. I tried to laugh it off, busying myself with the counter. "Sure, I can get you all anything else." That's when I heard it. A whisper, we said, "We're waiting." It came from one of the kids. But it wasn't a kid's voice. It was deep, inhuman. The rag slipped from my hand. I looked back. All 4 were staring at me, but the smiles were gone. Their faces were blank. My heart thundered, and then movement. Out of the corner of my eye, Bruce was waving frantically from the kitchen doors. He was pale, gesturing for me to get back there. I backed up slowly, every nerve screaming not to turn my back. The second I slipped through the doors, Bruce grabbed me. "Listen," he hissed, gripping my arm hard. "The people out there, they ain't people." Before I could respond, he cut me off. No time to explain. "You see that bag of salt?" I turned. There it was. A massive bag of rock salt I'd never noticed before. Make a line out front, wall to wall. No breaks. If you're not sure, add more. Confused, terrified. But Bruce's face told me everything. This was life or death. I poured the salt, my hands shaking. Through the round window in the kitchen doors, I saw them still sitting perfectly still. Bruce made a circle of salt big enough for us to stand in. Then, without a word, he opened the breaker box and killed the power. The diner went black. Inside, outside, everything. That's when it came. A shriek ripped through the building. Not human, not animal, something else. It pierced my skull, rattled my teeth, felt like my ears were bleeding. I staggered, clutching my head. Bruce yanked me back before I stumbled out of the salt circle. The doors slammed open, and the family poured in, not walking, not human. A boiling black mass slithered across the floor, crawling with mouths, teeth, and eyes. The stench hit me, rot and tart. I gagged, clamping a hand over my mouth. It was them, the family. The thing surged forward, but stopped at the salt line. It stretched itself thin along the edge, probing for a weakness. My vision blurred, my nose started bleeding, and still it shrieked. "Close your eyes," Bruce shouted. I did, covered my ears, and cried. I don't know how long I knelt there, minutes, hours. But when I opened my eyes again, sunlight was pouring through the windows. The diner was silent. Bruce was sweeping the salt into a dustpan labeled, "Do not use." The salt was no longer white. It shimmered smoky blue, reeking of sulfur and gasoline. I croaked out, "What the hell was that?" He sat down across from me, lit a cigarette, and finally spoke. "They're called the family. Show up sometimes. Always the same, no car, just walk in. Old-fashioned clothes. No appetite, just waiting." He took a long drag. Word is, a family vanished on the highway decades ago. But when they came back, not quite right, I didn't need him to finish the sentence. I knew. Those things out there, they weren't people. And whatever had happened to them, it wasn't good. I finished my coffee, suddenly drained. I thanked Bruce, locked up, and headed out. As I passed the window, I caught a glimpse of something crawling on the floor, something that shouldn't exist. My blood ran cold. What I saw that day, I'll never forget. And if you ever find yourself at a 24-hour diner and the only customers are a family dressed like it's 1950 run, don't look back. Because once you see what's under their skin, nothing will ever be innocent again. You won't believe what I saw.